What's up, loves? So I re-downloaded dating apps, and for a little experiment for TikTok, I did change my age range to 18 to my usual, which is like 50-55. I have paid Bumble so I can see everybody who swipes for me. So let's take a look at my Beeline. Those are the people that have already swiped for you on Bumble, by the way.
Oh, look at that. 22, 26, 22, 21, 34, 26, 44, 35, 38, 19.
Ladies, I'm not saying you need to go out with a 21 or 22-year-old. I'm just saying if you wanted to, they're available. But you could definitely snag a 34-year-old or a 30-year-old. So the men in my comments can stay pressed. And ladies, get out there, have fun. Take down an age bracket.
Okay, this is just disgusting on so many levels. So this woman is clearly in her 50s. She has a full head of gray hair, right? So she's, I'm going to say late 50s, because even the women that are in their early 50s do not have a full head of gray hair yet. At least not in my social circle that I know of, like girls I went to school with. So the fact that she's willing to date an 18-year-old looking like a grandma is just a little disturbing. If you had an 18 or 19-year-old son and he brought her home with gray hair, looking close to 60, how would you feel? Right? Be a little perturbed, right? Like, whoa, man, what are you doing? Right? And yeah, I mean, the least you could do is, yeah. So yeah, that's disturbing on that level. Another thing is, when it comes to these women, if you heard her little flex at the end of her commentary here, she said that, oh, guys in my comments are hating on me. Keep hating. Woo! Dating younger. Another one of these older postmenopausal women failing to realize that the younger guys that date you, especially these teenage dudes, early 20-something dudes, these guys are not going to stick around. They are only dating you for what's between your legs. Period. Okay? If you think about it, if you were a young man once, or if you're a young man now and you're dating some of these older chicks, you know that's exactly what you want. The reason why is because they are a lot easier to get into the sack, right? They don't put up, as much resistance as women in their 20s. I mean, I've always said women in their 20s are the hardest ones to get. It's not the women over 30, 40, 50. No, those chicks, I mean, I hate to say it, it's like a slam dunk for the most part, especially if she's a single mom, slam dunk. So the fact that she's sitting here, bragging about the fact that, oh yeah, look at these younger guys, they all want me. Yeah, they want you for what's between your legs. I mean, and I don't even know why they would want that. Personally, I don't care how hard up you are. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything, or she's unattractive. I'm sure at some point she was. She's not, she's not horrible looking for an older woman. However, if you're an 18, 19-year-old man dating somebody who is clearly older than your mother, yeah, I would probably seek some help, man. I would probably seek some help. I can understand if you're in your 20s and late teens and you're curious and you date like a 30-year-old, 35-year-old woman. Even that is a bit old, but yeah, going as far as like 55-ish, 60, dude, something's wrong, right? Something's wrong with you, right? You got to get into mastery. That's what's wrong. So, regardless, let's go on to the next clip, shall we? Here we go.
Most women who are dating after divorce aren't looking to stick around. They want long-haul love. If that's you, you need to date with intention. That means, what do you want, what do you need, and what are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers? Bro, you got to appreciate the self-confidence here, right? I mean, it's not even self-confidence. It's really just arrogance at this point. That these divorced women, many who are divorced single moms, still think they are the buyer and not the seller. It's like, no, man, you are a divorced single mom and you're trying to get a dude, I mean, even just an average level dude to date you, you are not the seller Okay, you are the buyer. I mean, you're the seller, not the buyer. But so many of the women act like they've still got it, right? Like they're still the cat's meow. They still, have the leverage at the negotiating table, and they don't. You know why? Because guys your own age do not have to settle for you, right? Guys your own age get women half of your age, right? Guys, this chick's age, they don't need to settle for women her age, right? Especially divorced women, okay, who are coming into relationships with lots of emotional baggage, probably at least a few therapists who are feeding this, this jive into her ear about how great she is and how she shouldn't settle, and you make sure you have your boundaries, girl, and your deal breakers. Not to mention kids in tow. Right? Any guy with value does not want to deal with that. And we all know that even for these divorced single moms, man, they do not want to settle for these low value guys. Right? They're all vying for the top tier, top 10% of men out there. That younger women half their age, hotter women, more fertile women, tighter women without wrinkles are also competing for and usually have first dibs at, right? I mean, this chick here is clearly in her 40s. I mean, if you're a divorced woman, divorced single woman in your 40s, let me tell you, man, if you have these boundaries and these deal breakers and these requirements, guess what? You're just going to stay single for a long, long time. Most often than not, until you're 6 feet under, right? I never see these women find their forever man. Almost never. Every once in a blue moon, yeah, sure, right? It'll happen, right? But usually I see that the woman is she's like maintained her femininity. She's a good person. She's, she tries her best to let the man lead. I mean, she's, somewhat very traditional in many aspects. Those are the ones, the few and far between, that I see being able to just throw a Hail Mary into the end zone and score. But for the majority of these women, no. They never find the dude that they're looking for because their requirements, their standards are just way too high for what they are bringing to the table, right? Again, the transactional value is just not there, right? They're selling a bum deal for men, not even high value men, just normal men, average men, right? They're selling them a bum deal and acting as if they're still a prize. No man wants part of that. But you know what? They'll get plenty of guys. I mean, they'll definitely rack up the amount of sexual partners they have. They'll definitely rack up the mileage, the vaginal odometer between their legs. They'll definitely rack that up because guys will always be willing to throw down if they can get laid fairly easily. They'll feed these women whatever they want to hear. Oh, yeah, you're strong, empowered, girl. Oh, you go. Oh, get it, girl. Yeah, all this other stuff so they can get what they want. But as soon as they do, they're out of there, and these chicks are back on the dating apps, and they're out there going on these first dates and having sex with random men, right? That is the cycle they end up going through. But enough of her. Let's go on to the final clip. Oh, wait, I think she had more to say.
If you're out there trying to date all willy-nilly with no intention, it will be like trying to nail Jell-O to the wall. It's not going to work, and it's extremely frustrating.
Again, wouldn't it just be easier to not do any of that and just stay married and try to make your marriage work like you're supposed to and stop trying to jump ship and lily pad to the next relationship and the next one and the next one and the next one just to be disappointed over and over again, which commonly happens to these women who divorce their husbands. I never see them find happiness. I never, it'd be one thing if they left their husbands and, you're seeing all these success stories that are like, oh my gosh, best decision ever. I met the man of my dreams. No, that doesn't happen. Instead, guess what happens? They just get back out there and they just get ran through and used and abused by the bad boys of the world. Exactly the guys that their husband, usually was not. Usually their husband was a good guy, but they get it ran through by these chads because really deep down, that's what they were looking for. Sad. But let's go on to the last clip, shall we?
Okay, I have an update, but it's not the update you guys are expecting. So the double date got canceled. One of the guys is in medical sales, and he ended up having to sit in a surgery, and it took
5 hours longer
Sure
than
it
it's
did.
supposed to. Totally unexpected. So the other guy, though, was the one that I had matched with and I had been talking to. And he was like, yeah, this double date's just not going to happen. Like, my friend's not going to be able to make it. I'm like, totally understand. I get it. He's like, but like, I still get drinks with you. Like, if you want to go get drinks. And I was like, okay. So I texted Virginia and I was like, hey, like, do you mind if I go out with the first guy? I was like, I'll suss it out and see if they're even worth meeting the other one. She's like, oh my God, yeah, go have a good time. So I went and we met up, and y'all, it went really well. We had like 3 drinks, we got some food, we were there for 3 hours, and at the end of it, he like walked me in my car, hugged me, very respectful, and texted me when I got home and was like, I'd love to see you again, even if it's just the 2 of us. So, shockingly, went into a double date and ended up with a man I don't really know. A couple of clarifications. Number one, I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't get the vibe that this guy is either. He seems like he's done a lot of dating.
Big shocker, right? She's not looking for a relationship. Didn't the divorced woman in the previous video we just covered tonight literally say that women out of divorce are not looking to mess around and are, you know, are looking to find the one? Well, clearly she's wrong, right? Because for many of these divorced women, over 99% of them instantly become the DG, right? This is why you don't divorce your husbands. But here she is, this other divorced woman here, saying that, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship. I just want to play the field. And she found a guy who wants to do exactly that, because that's all these guys want to do. When they find out you're divorced or you're a single mom or anything like that, all bets are off. They're never going to take you seriously or commit to you, right? And any of them that do are generally going to be these guys who are low value, just blue pill suckers that you will never respect. You're going to be embarrassed to be around. You're going to be able to walk all over him. He's going to be totally predictable, exactly the type of guy you don't want.
He's getting out of his last relationship, but we vibed really, really well, so I think maybe that could continue. I don't know. Number 2, he didn't know about like the show or the fact that I was divorced or anything like that. I did end up telling him, and
as you should.
He obviously had questions. I like got a couple drinks in him before I said anything. He had a couple questions, but he was again very respectful about it. He was really nice, and he's like, wow, this is wild, but like don't talk about it if you don't want to, which was really nice, because the last guy I went on a date with did not handle it that way at all. Anyway, I'll let you guys know if I end up seeing him again. We've been like texting throughout the day, which is not normal for me. And we are still going to try to get together as a double date, but we may have to meet other men before that.
Meet other men before that? So clearly, this woman, like most damaged, broken females, she has a roster, right? She has a roster of dudes, and really this guy is just part of that roster, and she's part of his roster, and she's okay with that. Okay, she's okay with that. The one thing that throws me off is, you know, she's talking about these guys that she's dated that had problems with the fact that she was divorced and had questions, which means that these guys are complete AFCs, as we used to call them in the pickup community back in the day. Average, frustrated chumps. These guys should not be sweating over the fact that, you know, they met a woman who's been divorced and, oh my gosh, are you still talking to your ex-husband? No, you just shouldn't care, right? Because what you see is what you get, gentlemen. What are you expecting? I mean, I know what's going through these guys' heads. It's like, oh, yeah, I finally got a decent-looking chick, even though she's pretty average, right? I finally got a decent-looking chick. I want to make sure that she becomes my girlfriend, my wife. No, dude, you don't. You don't find these chicks where, you know, projects and you know, try to turn them into housewives, right? You just don't, man. If you want a housewife, go find a woman who's already built to be a housewife. You don't go find a divorced woman or a woman who's been, you know, running in the streets and whatnot to be your LTR. It's what I don't get about a lot of guys. Like, they value themselves so little, you know, thanks to mostly the mainstream and how boys are being raised these days. They value themselves so little that they're willing to, you know, just get thirsty over some divorced 40-year-old woman. Boggling, mind-boggling, gentlemen. I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here from my garage with the DeLorean. And don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you subscribe. So please make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well, so it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, same exact type of women that myself and my students all over the world are out there cold approaching every single day. And I kid you not, every single day we're making things happen. And I want you to join us. I want you to become one of us. And right now, it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me. It's just $1. It's really easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you could get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.